Hello and welcome to another episode of Hard Play. This is episode 14 of The Witcher 2. As always, I'm Michael, your player one, and also, as always, is David spectating.
Hello.
All right.
Always the spectator, never the bride.
Yeah, maybe I should get my sword out.
Only if you want to.
Just an idea.
I've just heard it's effective in battles.
Boom.
Got him.
So yeah, that Apple iPhone 6 event.
Disgusting. Who needs two sizes of an iPhone? Different screens, different cameras. It's just disgusting. And then the watches.
The watch is so awful.
Who names the watches like that? It's Apple Sport. I get that. It's the I think it may what is it? It's like plastic or something. The other one's steel.
Yeah.
Something like that makes sense. That's clear. But Apple Watch Edition. It's just like, well, that's just one of the watches.
It is an edition, that's for sure. Oh, that was unfair.
It's the one we made out of 18 karat gold.
Are they actual gold now?
The Apple Watch Edition watch is actual gold.
Okay.
18 karat gold.
Because I'm not sure if this was real or not. I saw before the event was this brand that do like modified iPhones that are really expensive.
Classy.
And they're like, here's like an actual gold-plated iPhone 6 and we'll just put a sapphire on the back of it in the middle.
Classy. Like old Rolexes. Before Rolex started doing like Rolexes with precious gems in them, there were companies that would do it. They'd just embed them in the dial because, you know, your waterproof
Rolexes
watch
are so terrible. They're so ugly.
In interesting other news, Kanye apparently came into my work the other day.
Really?
With a headache.
Kanye is in Kanye West?
Father of Northwest. Husband to Kim Kardashian. Felt like I was going to be in Gladiator then. Husband to a murdered wife. Yeah, came in with a migraine. They had to clear everyone out of the emergency department. Everyone out of the MRI. Now they're getting complaints from people being like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that to us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do not care for him at all.
Neither. But it's just interesting the difference between an Australian celebrity coming in and it's just like, yeah, well, yeah, that's fine. You're just someone who's sick. And I don't want to generalize and say an American celebrity. Maybe I'll just say, and Kanye West coming in. And they're being like, no, I've got my people. They will be here with me. No one else can be here with me.
Yeah, that's he's like a rapper or something, yeah?
I believe so.
That's what I imagined. I was going to say, like, that's kind of like a rapper thing. Like, I saw, like, the episode of Bondi Beach when Snoop Dogg showed up to the beach. And, you know, he had his posse with him. Like, these guys.
It's just a rapper thing. Like, you get your white rappers, you get your black rappers, whatever. They just have a posse. Because they think that, you know, they need that. I guess so. His were like security guards, mind you. I don't think they were his friends.
I'm sure they're bodyguards. He's not just like, oh no, my friends need to stay with me because I'm really sensitive. Oh, what? That was a one-hit kill.
He's not like that, I can't remember his surname. He calls himself Fluffy something. He's this fat comedian who always talks about having all these homeboys with him.
Okay.
He's like Latino? Male's Latino, right?
I don't know. I didn't know that it was if you're male, you're a Latino, and if you're a female, you're a Latina.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
I think it is. What else would the differentiation be?
Like,
if you're hot, you're a Latina, and if you're not, you're a Latino.
You a Mexican or a Mexicant? It's just what that makes me think of.
Something like that. I'm willing to believe. Doctor Who.
Ooh, Doctor Who. Into the Dalek, was it called? Or Into the Dalek?
Either. Let's call it the Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, Fantastic Voyage. That was a very fun spin on Fantastic Voyage.
It was fun, just in just the right way. Sort of.
Yeah, and like where you said when we discussed it off air, that it had a very classic sort of premise to the episode, but it was the delivery was of a more modern.
Yeah, classic as in pre-2005 Doctor Who.
Yes.
Yeah, like you can imagine Tom Baker having that storyline. In fact, he basically did with the Invisible Enemy when they went into his head. It's like bits of floppy stuff hanging down.
Oh, where'd this fourth guy come from? Yeah, well, I think the first episode was more like instead of it being like in the style of the substance of a classic episode in the style of a new one, it was
Yes.
the substance of a new one in the style of an old one.
Yeah.
It's just really sort of shaky and inconsistent. And this one was just really solid, good.
Yeah, and even if it had some like kind of silly stuff, like crawling around memory banks to turn them back on and stuff.
Yeah, and like they're just like, oh no, it's the Dalek antibodies, and they're like running away from them and stuff.
Yeah, but it was fun because it was like, oh well, we're kind of exploring something a little bit more interesting here in that it's like, oh well, Daleks kind of can have this soul, and you know, like what is the Doctor anyway? Like, is he good necessarily? Yeah, it was interesting, and
Oh yeah, like at the end when he's like, no Doctor, you're a good Dalek, it was like, oh my god.
yeah, it was proper sci-fi.
He was like, you blew my mind, brain.
It was like child-friendly sci-fi, exploring the deeper questions with, questionable science. It was good. And Clara, got to act and prove once again that really, if she's
best companion.
if she's well written, she's fantastic. Whereas if she's not well written, she can't make
She doesn't-
material
yeah.
better than it is, which is fine. Like she shouldn't expect that of her.
Yeah, that's not her job. Oh, what? Now there's 5? Come on, guys. Am I supposed to just like run through here? Or are these? No, they're not my guys. Thought maybe they were my guys. Shit.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, no. Okay, we'll get through. Oh. I can't like roll either. I can't do any of the things.
You can
Sure,
just
it
swing.
makes sense I can't use my magic, because I'm not the Witcher. But surely this guy can roll, right?
He's still a person, but no one else but the Witcher can roll in this guy's armor. It's just inconvenient armor to roll in. But the Witcher, nothing he can't do.
It looks like you could possibly actually do it in it. It's not plate, it's like leather and chain. Then again, rolling in a chain would probably pretty difficult anyway.
It'd be pretty heavy. I've seen your chain. This guy's, looks like it's heavy chain.
Yeah. This guy's by himself. Let's take him out. Oh.
So you know how I'm not very broadly watched in anime.
Yes.
Watched Princess Mononoke?
Mononoke.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I watched that as well.
Really?
Yes.
Bizarrely coincidental.
Perfect. What do you think?
I it took me quite a while to get into it, if I'm honest.
So you haven't seen have you seen Howl's Moving Castle or
seen
Spirited
Howl's
Away?
I haven't seen Spirited Away. It occurred to me after watching it. I'm like, I probably should watch Spirited Away. I've seen it, Howl's Moving Castle, and like I've seen it multiple times, and I enjoy it every time.
Yeah. Well, that's Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I mean,
You watch the rest of them and you're like, yeah, these are all good.
yeah, they're pretty much a guaranteed sort of quality.
Yeah.
But like Princess, I can't say her name.
Mononoke,
Mononoke.
I believe. I don't think that's even her name in the movie though.
No, I don't think it is. I
Yeah.
don't remember it being called that.
The version I got had the Japanese title, which was Mononoke Hime, which means princess. And I was like, I know this. I don't know that much Japanese words.
But I know this. I think it was like so much more Japanese in a way, rather than being that sort of interest, like Howl's Moving Castle, where it's like, well, it's not.
Oh yeah, it has a lot of European designs and things about it.
It's like, no, this is Japan, basically.
It's cool fantasy Japan.
It's awesome fantasy Japan. With these awesome god creatures, and I really enjoyed it, and it went interesting places. What about you? What did you think?
It was like, it's one of my favorite. It's up there. It is very much contesting to be like my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. A lot of because it's quite a bit older.
Yes.
And a lot of the older ones that I've watched haven't been as just like action-packed interesting.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to have non-stop action, but like say Nausicaa Valley of the Wind is a very similar premise of the same story like nature versus this mechanized and industrial human race that's kind of destroying nature.
Yes.
But it's very dull, I think, in comparison.
I've seen Nausicaa Valley of the Wind twice. I watched it the first time in English.
Okay.
The English dub. And I quite enjoyed it. Rewatching it in the Japanese version, I don't know what it was. I wasn't very engaged. I don't know if like voice acting wasn't so great, or if I've been spoilt by the
English dub.
By the English dub version, which can happen with some of the Studio Ghibli films. They've just got quite good.
Yeah, because they do have very good English dubs. Like they're pretty much the only watchable Japanese movies that have English dubs.
I don't know. Have you seen Appleseed Ex Machina?
Yeah. Appleseed has a good.
It's got a fantastic English dub, and you watch the special features about it, and they're all, they're taking it very seriously. It'd be nice if everything was done that way. It's like, no, we're going to take this as seriously as the Japanese do, because there's no reason the English dub needs to be any worse than theirs, given that they only record the audio after it's been animated anyway.
Yeah, they do it the opposite to us. Where the traditional Disney way of doing it is doing the audio and then animating it afterwards.
But it's like, well, if you're essentially in the same position as one another, then there's just no reason for it not to be as good.
Yeah, because the character has all the mannerisms already.
Yeah.
It's not based off the Japanese voice actor's voice matches this compared to you.
So you make yourself fit.
Yeah, so did you watch the English of Mononoke?
No, I watched I generally watch the Japanese first if I'm gonna.
That's when things, for the kind of ones that can spoil you if you do watch it in English first, you generally can't go to Japanese.
Yeah.
I find sometimes. Quite a few things I have like gone back and watched it. Like I find the ones that I watch in English first are the only ones that I can kind of go and watch in Japanese though.
Okay.
Like any of the ones in English, I'll go and I'll like give it another watch in Japanese and enjoy it in Japanese as well, because it was a good English dub, so I enjoyed it the first time. If I've enjoyed it in Japanese, I'll go and like, I'm not very likely to go and try it in English, and if I do, it's just like, oh no, they did a bad job, I won't watch it then.
No, I can understand. It's like, well, if you've enjoyed it in Japanese, then you're unlikely to enjoy it more. You're just as likely to be let down.
Yeah, it's much more like letting down.
Unless you check the cast list and it's got like Mark Hamill and Rogue in it.
Yeah, but some of the Studio Ghibli voice casting stuff is a bit too just like, oh yeah, they're just famous and so we'll do them. Like in Ponyo, Matt Damon was in it and you're like,
really?
Did it need to be Matt Damon? Not really. Like he did a fine job, but he had like, 10 lines.
I haven't watched Ponyo.
And was a very very minor character.
Whereas Christian Bale is...
oh man, as Hal was just amazing. he gets that anime style of talking down perfectly.
He actually does. It sounds as though he's...
Because that's the thing, you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to actually adapt the way you speak to be like how they speak in animes. You can't just, like... You can be a fine actor or a fine voice actor and do a regular track down in English like you would normally, and it won't suit for an anime because of there's that level of melodrama.
It's
that then your voice won't fit to it.
It's theatrical in a very different way.
Speaking of theatrical, I loved the action. I loved the theme of him getting the curse on his arm, and that it was like hatred.
Yes.
And it embodied hatred, and his arm would move and do things that he didn't want to when he was feeling overwhelmed.
Yes, it would kind of...
And that first moment that he uses it after he's gotten it is amazing when he's traveling and he goes
he's
through
firing
the town.
arrows and like slicing people's heads off.
Yeah, he like fires the arrow and it takes off both the guy's arms and it like nails it to the tree. And then he's just like blowing dudes' heads off with arrows, and you're like, holy crap.
It was amazing.
Also the most like graphically violent I think a Studio Ghibli movie's ever been.
Yeah, because there's like blood like pouring out of the heads as they fly off and stuff.
Just the fact that it's like a severed head like that, and you actually kind of see the severed like areas. Oh my god, these guys, they don't give up. They just fucking shields.
I felt like the actual I'm not sure what the correct term is, but when the creature at the end gets huge and all that stuff happens, I felt like that lasted too long.
It's a long movie.
Yeah, it felt as though the end of
like
the film
2 hours
was
and
too
10
long.
minutes,
Yeah,
which is quite long for an anime.
if it had been like 20 minutes less over the course of sort of the middle,
The rest of it, then, yeah.
because as it was, for me, it overstayed its welcome. But that could be that thing as well, where if I watched the English dub, I wouldn't have felt that way
Yeah.
because I wasn't being engaged by the.
I didn't feel it overstep stood its welcome. Like, I really enjoyed it, but I feel like if I was to watch it again, I wouldn't. You know, when you enjoy scenes the first time, but the second time round, they're not as good for you.
Yeah, you're like, oh well, I've seen it.
The enjoyment, the level of enjoyment you get from it isn't the same.
These are the same guys that were with me fighting the whole time.
Yep.
Visitor! I've long awaited this meeting.
Leave, Ghost.
I'll not give up an opportunity to duel Van der Grift.
He will kill you.
Selkirk does not fear death.
When you die, your soldiers will die every day afterwards. Forever. Leave. This is a task for a witcher, not a knight.
I do the soul.
Oh yeah, look at that roll.
Got it back.
Look at that. Still got it.
that thing on the ground that he's like standing on?
Shield?
Oh yeah, it's just like reflecting.
Super burnt up, I think. Oh no, it is just reflecting.
Super reflective. It's like Infinity Blade. For some reason it had ridiculously bright reflections.
We got this guy.
Going down.
Certainly hope so. There was no time to save in between those 2 sections of combat.
Ooh. Don't want to spend another, like 30 minutes killing those guys.
Certainly wouldn't.
Just grinding at them, basically.
Yeah. This guy, man, he's pathetic basically for this difficulty because he can't block anything.
He just
He just keeps swinging.
Just takes it. Has he even landed a single blow? He's just like...
Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, the fire's not too bad.
I don't know if you can ever say that.
Mercy.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he wasn't the problem.
You have failed me.
Now this is
Who are you?
just such an odd thing.
It's very out there.
Like,
Yeah, we gotta game save.
what is this? Why is this what they look like? I remember seeing them, like, last episode. But I still don't understand why.
Yeah, he fucks you up with that.
That's why you get to save.
It's like a weird interpretation of their like crazy demon-y thing, and they're like built out of the wreckage of the battle. But they're the generals.
They're the generals. But
It's kind of just like a fun game excuse for a boss.
in a fantasy world where, like, generally there isn't a reason to have
Damn it.
huge bosses. But yeah, interesting character design to say the least.
Yeah, so that just killed me randomly. Okay. I didn't have much health, so that's alright, but I'd really like to know how that's actually supposed to work.
It kills you, and you die.
The end.
Yeah. I bet you didn't know that this was a possible ending of the game.
Oh, the end. Oh, shit.
Yeah, like you can just die there. That's how the game ends. It's like choose your own adventure. Turns to page 17, you're dead. Game's over. I hope you kept your thumb in one of the other pages.
Oh.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think that's the rules of a choose your own adventure book. I think you're cheating there.
That's how I always play it. I'm like, you've got you can go back as many fingers as you have on one hand. You end up, you've got like 4 fingers in the different pages on either side of where you're reading, and you've got your thumbs, like to turn pages in between. You're just like, this is horrible. And then you end up back at the airport, and there's the guy giving you the sock, which has got the thing in it that you need to take to the woman, but you can't remember where you made the decision that you went to the airport, and you're stuck with then because you know that you're going to die.
I know I'm gonna die. See?
Dead.
Called it. I don't like that when I'm respawn, he gets a swing in every time before I start playing. That's
And
not fair.
you immediately have no health.
That's all these last like 3 or 4 episodes has been. It's just been like, oh, here's a hard enemy that we can't beat. Let's spend half an hour like fighting him.
It is called hard play for a reason.
That's right. Yeah.
I think we need to appreciate that. You wouldn't have called it hard plays if it was fun and easy.
No, call it a fun play.
Maybe, is that in the pipeline? No.
There's no room for fun.
No one wants to watch you have fun. No one wants you suffer.
Yeah, just think about it. Like if someone sit down and watch us have fun, that'll just make them feel bad.
That they're sitting there watching us have fun. They're like, why am I not having my own fun?
Yeah. and don't go. We don't want them to go and have their own fun because then they won't watch us.
This is like
They're like, ha
YouTube
ha ha,
101.
look at that. He's miserable. I'll tell you what YouTube 101 is. How to, like, do something fucking crazy. I just watched a guy, he just beat Dark Souls using a Rock Band guitar.
What? Why?
Because he's like, Rock Band guitar controller. Which is really
How?
fucking difficult because all of the axes on the controller, because everything's like, oh, so these buttons are like the ABXY button and this D-pad's here and these are like the start select buttons, these are like what the shoulders are. Only thing for like triggers and the analog sticks is the accelerometer movement.
Yeah.
So it's like that's one of the axes.
And he did it.
He did it.
Is it crazy? Like, please
pretty
tell me he
crazy.
filmed himself doing it.
Yeah,
So
you can
just
see him the
him
whole time, like doing this weird stuff. It was just bizarre. I watched one of the toughest boss fights. Saw him do that in
It would be particularly good if he could somehow have it playing music at the same time.
Ooh. Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch.
He missed you.
Yeah, he's just gonna turn around and swing. Fucking get me.
Something in that technique.
Yeah, except that he just keeps blocking it with the shield. Just gonna get hit with arch, like fucking arrows. Oh wait, yeah, his shield actually, that's hitting that takes down the armor. It's not too bad then. Oh,
Oh, so has he got armor as well as the shield?
yeah. See? The bar below the health.
Okay. So how are you taking stuff off the health while he still has armor?
Because I'm not hitting his shield. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
not blocking it.
So
So in theory, like
when he runs out of armor, his shield won't be there anymore. It won't count, and you'll just be taking health.
I hope so.
I wanted to ask you if you'd seen the film, and I've been trying to remember what the film's called for the duration of like, well, I say duration for like the last 10 minutes. Been trying to remember what this film's called,
Yeah.
and I can't. So I'm going to try and describe it to you and see if you can work it out. How's that sound as a fun activity?
Woo, sounds fantastic.
It's got
Block it. Fuck.
it's got Viggo Mortensen in it.
History of Violence.
No,
Dangerous Method.
no.
Okay.
He is like Russian mob.
History of Violence.
Is that History of Violence?
He's like a past member of the Russian. Maybe no. Wait, Russian.
No,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
He's like a driver for the Russian mob in London.
I doubt
But
I've
it turns-
seen this.
But twist. No, oh wait, you haven't. You don't think it doesn't sound at all familiar?
Doesn't sound at all familiar.
Can't tell you the twist.
See, his shield
Well,
broken.
that went straight
but
away.
now I'm dead. And there's spikes on it now. I don't remember there being spikes like
There
that.
were spikes on it the whole time.
Oh, there was
I'm
always
pretty sure.
spikes.
I feel like the Viggo Mortensen film might have been called Eastern Promises
Yeah.
or Western Promises.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's always spikes. Oh my god. That was
And
just
he always
unfortunate.
hurts you.
Yeah, always.
He is the abusive husband of combat.
Yeah, this is not working very well. Abusive husband of combat.
Always hurts you, and in some way it's your fault.
Oh my god.
Can we not say that?
It's not whether we're allowed to, it's whether we should.
It's whether that is an alright thing to say.
We're in a really tight situation here.
at least we got past the other situation.
Yeah.
I keep saying we. I mean, I have nothing to do with it. If anything, I'm probably a limiting factor.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, maybe. In some ways.
It's not saying that's not true.
Have you got around to watching Waterworld yet?
Yeah.
Did we talk about it?
That it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might have, because it is awesome.
It's amazing.
It's so good. Doesn't matter that it was totally like the most expensive movie ever made and was like a really big flop because of it.
But that was mainly because, you know, the atoll that they actually built got like washed away in a storm. So they had to build it again.
No, because the whole reason why the budget went up in the first place was because they didn't want to film it in, or he didn't want to film it in like studios.
Yeah.
So he wanted to do it out in the actual ocean. So it wouldn't have gotten
Washed away
in a storm if they were doing it in studios.
But it would have been rubbish if they'd done it in studio.
It would have been. It would have been terrible.
It wouldn't have been like the most sort of impressive 90s film. Because it's that thing, it's like, well, it's a 90s film. So they did do it. It's not like just in a studio like it would be now.
Because it wouldn't have held up like every 90s movie. Oh, yeah, I died. This is the first time those arrows have actually like hurt me. Yes, like that's the reason why all the 80s stuff holds up and the 90s doesn't.
Yeah, because they just couldn't do it well enough.
Besides, say, like Jurassic Park.
Which, for almost inexplicable reasons, is still perfect. Just perfect CG.
Because the CG was done well.
It was done by
properly.
people who are used to doing old school effects. I think that's the thing. Like they're used to going, oh well, you can do this, and it doesn't matter that it's not like perfect. We've done it in a way that it's believable,
Yeah.
rather than just saying, oh well, we can use CG to replace everything
Yeah.
and make Ian McKellen cry.
Because, yeah, that T-Rex scene is still just like one of the most impressive visual effects scenes ever.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. Like when you see the flock of Gallimimus running along, they're pretty average looking.
Yeah.
And it's also just a pretty average, like, it's just like, oh yeah, this is just normal weather.
Yeah.
With the T-Rex, it's like, oh, it's raining on it, and there's like the lighting is really cool.
Have you seen, this is going to seem unrelated, Blackadder Back and Forth?
Is Back and Forth the one, the Christmas special with the time machine?
Yeah, the one with the time machine.
I've seen it a bit of it. I don't remember it too well.
Well,
But he makes the time machine and he goes back and like...
they go back and they kill a dinosaur with Aldrich's underpants. And there's a dinosaur head outside this time machine. And it looks fantastic. And it's because they actually like made an animatronic dinosaur head and the leg and filmed them. Like they didn't CG it.
Yeah.
So it was like made in 99. It's like, I think it's actually only half an hour, even though when I first saw it, I thought it was a film. But it's like, it's just slightly longer than a normal episode of Blackadder.
Christmas specials can feel like that sometimes.
Well, a lot kind of happens. Like, they go to lots of different time periods and stuff like that. But it's just a normal BBC budget. So, yeah, they made a head. And it looks fantastic. Because it's got rain on it and light and stuff.
Well, yeah, because that was the thing with that T-Rex scene in Jurassic Park that makes it look so good, that not all of it's CG, it's also a massive animatronic puppet.
Yeah. You combine the two, and it's like, well...
And then say, like, the griffin in The Storyteller. And that was, like, full size, and it just looks so good.
This thing, I've forgotten what they call it. This, like, as there is for everything, there's like an online community around it. And rather than just saying, oh, there's so many like things that you can easily collectively believe, but it's like, no, it's like there's alternative histories, alternative time streams that we're like half remembering. For example, think of a picture of Henry VIII. Can you like?
Fuck.
I'm so good. I feel like I'm distracted.
A little bit. I feel like I've seen a picture of Henry VIII before.
Is he holding anything? What's he doing?
I think he's just literally posing. I think it's just a portrait of his face.
Oh yeah. All right.
He's got one of those caps on, those like funny baggy.
So he's not
cap
like
things.
holding anything or eating anything.
Don't think so.
Oh,
So that doesn't work.
No, it didn't work at all. But lots of people will go, oh yeah, Henry VIII, he's that guy who's standing there with like a chicken wing, right? And he's like eating like a chicken leg, like a turkey leg, like a huge turkey leg.
Yeah.
And there's not a picture of it, but loads of people can remember this picture of it.
Of him holding a turkey leg.
Yeah, as like a painting.
As you like describe it, I'm like, no, I feel like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And there's loads of things like that where people will remember like islands being in different places. They'll be like, no, I'm sure like Madagascar, say, is like way further east than what it is and stuff like that. I'm sure it was like, I'm sure when I was growing up, that's where it was. It wasn't where it is now.
Detour off that subject a little bit. Madagascar. Have I said on these Let's Plays how rule number 1 of like making a kids movie is don't fucking name it after a place and then makes dozens of countless sequels to it and then not be in that place anymore?
No, you've never said that.
Madagascar. The first movie's in Madagascar. Every other Madagascar movie is in somewhere else. And it's like, what the fuck? And like Ice Age as well, where it's like
None of
the rest of them
during the Ice Age.
not the Ice Age anymore. Oh fuck.
Oddly, I haven't seen any of either series of films.
That's alright, don't worry.
Are they both DreamWorks?
Yes, I feel like they are, yeah.
Yeah. Because they do animal
And
films.
then there's,
that's their
again,
thing.
Rio. I think Rio 2 just came out.
Yeah. Not in Rio?
Not in Rio. It's like, fuck, stop it. Just fucking stop it.
What's Rio about?
Birds.
See, that doesn't even come across. I know there's Angry Birds Rio.
Yeah, that's why there's Angry Birds Rio.
Oh,
Because they're birds, so it's like, perfect, like cross-promotion. If I say like, I imagine like the main character's like a blue bird, and the lettering of Rio, like the R kind of looks like a bird, and it's blue.
Yeah, I can picture
You
that.
can think of it.
How many more can there be?
And then I say, there's no such thing as a bird, David. And you're like, oh man, no, I swear. I swear
I've seen a bird.
Sure I've seen a bird. No such thing.
Never been. We still have these things that are like small dinosaurs that fly around.
No, bird isn't a real thing. We've got girds. We've got girds flying around everywhere.
Birds? No. Never been called it. Not once. But I could swear. Nah.
How many more can there be?
Because he's a cunt.
Oh man. I was gonna say CD Projekt Reddit cunts, but they're not. They're like,
No, they're lovely guys.
they're lovely. They made this game.
They made this lovely game for us.
Yeah, like
was so
specifically
nice.
for us.
They didn't have to.
This is like when this is when we're fucking getting, like we're taking names, we're making progress.
Slicing and dicing.
And then
Mincing.
that happens.
Yeah.
It's because I lose too much health before we get into that groove. I had full health and I could take like 1 or 2 of those. Keep going.
And just slaughter him, but you never do have full health because he starts it and it's just like hit. Your health is gone. That sound that I made then.
It was so good. That's what I'm laughing at. No one will have seen what your like action was.
That was
Except for me.
bizarre sound. I hope it gets sampled and used in rap music.
mean like old 1940s songs that people don't understand. At work, they've got like on Thursdays, they're like, oh, it's Throwback Thursday. And then they're like, play older songs, even though most of the songs they play on the radio are old anyway. And there's like the Eminem song, Small Soldiers.
Yep.
And the guy working with me.
Wow.
So yeah, I just fucked him up, by
You
the way.
just did that.
Absolutely killed him. And I can't carry things because I don't have enough weight or something.
You just did that then.
Yeah, I just did that. I just did that.
It's like you said, oh, what I need to do is do that, but without this, and then you just did that.
Even though I was on like 1/3 health.
Yeah, but like you had a bit more health. Like you probably could have taken 80.
I love the like the decaying skin on like the bone.
It's an interesting look.
Textures are beautifully done. Yeah, the Small Soldier song. And like the beginning of it. So the kid who works with me, he's like, oh yeah, Eminem, sweet, finally something good. And it's not Eminem. It's because like the intro of Eminem's song is just taken from this other old song called Small Soldiers.
Oh.
And it's like, no, so this is the original song, not the Eminem song. Lead your unit to the king's position.
Have you saved? Or did it save?
I'm sure it did. I'm sure through this section it does, because I don't have the option to. I thought it was over when you beat this guy.
No.
Geralt's like, oh, it was really...
This is getting really tiresome.
Our men are dying! A massacre! Save us, sire!
Sabrina, is that your work?
Order your troops forward, Your Majesty. The Adernian army is routed.
Not only the Adernian, look at that terrified horde. This very morning they were the finest of my knights.
They'll make it if they're reinforced.
Who allowed you to use magic?
Sire, if you strike now, Lormark will be yours.
You've tainted my honor, brought death to dozens of knights.
Sire, that
Put to shame to them of end. His troops fought like men of honor should, to the end. Sabrina Gleversing, I sentence you to death. You shall burn at the stake. I will return to claim my birthright.
What is his birthright for?
What's that got to do with burning this woman at the stake?
I don't know. Oh well. Pretty happy about that. We made some progress. That was like pain in the ass, but we got through it.
Forests of Angren.
Well done. I'm very
No
proud of
mighty
you.
mortal, no heap of meat or strong man can parry the strike of the Slizzard's tail. Letho couldn't either, but by some miracle he survived. I helped him. After all, Witchers on the path should help each other. He had two comrades, brother Witchers from the School of the Viper. The hunt continued south, and Letho of Gullet knew where it was going. He knew where the hellish chase would end.
He's like, I remember him now.
Finally awake?
Where are we?
In one of the safest places in the camp, my friend.
The brothel?
Mm-hmm.
How did I wind up here?
I found you out in the fields, unconscious.
The fog?
Gone. 3 days ago.
Oh shit.
3 days?
You've been asleep for a while.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. In that time, Roach ventured deep into Kedwen on some secret mission. Managed to go off and come back.
You've already asked that, so you must...
Come here to
Yeah.
fuck.
You gotta be kidding. My friend on his deathbed? I couldn't possibly do that.
Look around. You're in a whorehouse.
In a professional capacity only.
My memory is coming back.
Right.
It is.
The power within the Battle of Spectres restores memory.
Ah. So, did you get a look at another chapter of the epic poem titled Geralt of Rivia?
I remember who helped me track down the Wild Hunt.
Who?
Letho, Foltest's murderer. I saved his life and he knew where to find the Wild Hunt. I don't know if we rescued Yennefer. So, what happened while I was out?
Loads. You drove off the fog of specters. Henselt learned of the plot against him, and Deathmold lost it completely.
I feel like Geralt's too quiet. Because when...
How has Deathmold lost
What
it?
did you mean when you said that Deathmold's lost it?
Henselt chewed him out for not telling him about the plot. Then he chewed him out again for failing to find the plotters.
Deathmold's an ambitious guy. I can see how the stress might have gotten to him.
That ambitious guy has had every last suspect arrested. Now he's interrogating, torturing, and hanging them.
Yeah, he always gets back to what he does best.
How's
Why
Henselt?
has Henselt waited to attack?
The Kedwenny nobles and officers are holding out for privileges. They want assurances there'll be no treaty with Nilfgaard, and that they'll get lands in the Pontar Valley.
Henselt's agreed.
Not on your life. He blew up. Roared and wailed and called them cowards. Thing is, he can't alienate the nobles completely. It went on for 3 days. Finally, he convinced part of the army, probably promised him a thing or two, and moved against Vergen. The battle's probably just getting underway.
Any news on who might be behind the plot?
They arrested Breitfeld, Kirim of Cairngorm, and Gunnar Bleckenhove and his entourage, but I haven't heard any details.
Bleckenhove.
Though I do know where to find the leader of the plotters.
Good one.
How come?
I've always maintained that brothels are some of the best places under the sun. They're not only great places to...
Get to the point, Dandelion.
I overheard Whistling Wendy talking. Incidentally, don't let her nickname fool you. She's got a beautiful...
Focus, Dandelion.
Haven't the faintest who she was talking to. Never saw his face. But I heard him clearly. Further instructions from the boss. Today, in the hut on the cliff.
Dandelion. There's one more thing.
Tell me.
Your pamphlet. If Deathmold finds out,
Right. We need to get out of here.
you need to get out of here. Quick.
I'm not about to leave you behind, Geralt. Adventure awaits. Kingdoms teeter, plenty of things to write up in ballads.
Damn it, Dandelion, game's over. Can't you see that? When Deathmold finds you, you've got to go. Somewhere far from the Pontar Valley.
All right. I'll do it for you. I'll go to Oxenford, say hello to some of our old friends. But just as soon as this blows over, I'll come looking for you.
I know.
We have unfinished business to take care of. What now, Geralt?
I need to find Sheila and the Kingslayer. Then I need to get my memory back. First, I'm gonna find out who's behind this plot, though I expect I already know.
Think it's Sheila?
Leave, Dandelion. Hide, and I'll see you soon, old friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought, like, the mist's gone, we'll finish Act 2. And then it's like, oh wait, that whole, like, war's still going on.
And you were carrying too much weight.
I am. Oh man, so much weight.
Dandelion.
Boom.